Your Samsung freezer is still freezing food, but the refrigerator above it feels warm. That clue is more useful than you might think. It usually means the refrigerator is still capable of producing cold. The problem is often what happens after that cold is created, moving it where it needs to go. A fan can stop, ice can choke off airflow, a vent can stay closed, or a temperature sensor can give the control board the wrong information. And depending on your Samsung model, the refrigerator may use either one shared cooling system or separate evaporators for the freezer and fresh food compartments. So don't assume the compressor is dead just because the milk is getting warm. We're going to work through the likely faults one by one, starting with the parts responsible for moving cold air. The first component on our checklist is the evaporator fan motor. Its job is simple. Move air across the cold evaporator and circulate that chilled air through the compartment. Imagine having a powerful air conditioner with its blower switched off. The coil may be freezing cold, but the room won't cool properly because the cold air isn't moving. That's essentially what happens here. A failed fan may be completely silent, it may start and stop. Or you might hear scraping, buzzing, or grinding if the blade is rubbing against ice. Start with a simple airflow check. With the refrigerator operating and all panels installed, feel for airflow from the interior vents. Some models stop the fan whenever the door opens, so the absence of sound with the door open does not automatically mean the motor is bad. A door switch or magnetic door sensor may need to indicate that the door is closed before the fan runs. If there's no airflow, the next question is critical. Is the motor actually defective, or is ice physically preventing it from turning? That's why you shouldn't order a fan until you've checked for frost buildup. Inspecting accessible vents is homeowner-friendly. Removing interior covers, wiring, or testing powered circuits is better left to someone experienced, especially if you're uncomfortable working around electrical components. Now check for the problem that several current repair references actually place at the top of the list: excessive ice around the evaporator. Normally, moisture freezes onto the evaporator during operation. The refrigerator periodically runs a defrost cycle to remove that frost. Depending on the model, this involves a defrost heater, temperature sensing components, and electronic control. If that process fails, a thin layer of frost becomes thicker and thicker. Eventually, the evaporator can become buried in ice. The refrigeration system may still be producing extremely cold temperatures, and your freezer may even appear normal for a while. But the ice acts like a wall. Air can no longer pass efficiently through the evaporator. One clue is heavy frost or ice on the interior rear panel near the evaporator area. Another is a fan that becomes noisy because its blade begins touching ice. A complete manual defrost can temporarily restore cooling, but if heavy frost comes back, you've treated the symptom rather than the failure. Do not attack hidden ice with sharp objects, and don't force an evaporator cover that's frozen in place. Determining whether the heater, sensor, wiring, or control electronics caused the failure normally requires electrical diagnosis. That's where professional service becomes the safer bet. Next is the damper control assembly. Think of the damper as a tiny motorized door and an air duct. On refrigerators that share cold air between compartments, the control system opens and closes this door to regulate how much chilled air enters the refrigerator section. If the damper gets stuck closed, you can have a cold freezer and a refrigerator that's starved for cold air. The simplest check is airflow. Locate the refrigerator's cold air outlet according to your model's manual. When the refrigerator is calling for cooling, there should normally be airflow through the appropriate vent. If the fan is working and the airflow path isn't packed with ice, but virtually nothing comes through the damper becomes suspicious. Sometimes the door itself is physically jammed. Sometimes ice blocks it. Sometimes its small motor or actuator fails. But here's an important Samsung-specific warning. Not every refrigerator uses this arrangement. Some dual evaporator Samsung designs cool the fresh food compartment with its own evaporator and fan, so the usual freezer-to-fridge damper diagnosis may not apply. Checking for blocked vents is easy DIY work. Disassembling and electrically testing a motorized damper should only be attempted if you're comfortable following the service procedure for your exact model. Now we move to the back or bottom of the refrigerator. The condenser is the part of the refrigeration system that gets rid of the heat removed from your food. On models equipped with a condenser fan, that fan moves air around the condenser and compressor compartments so heat can escape. If it stops, the refrigerator has a harder time rejecting heat. It's like trying to cool a computer while blocking its exhaust fan. Cooling performance can decline, temperatures may rise, and the compressor may run for unusually long periods. But there's an important diagnostic clue here. A condenser airflow problem generally affects the refrigerator's overall ability to cool. So if the freezer remains genuinely at its proper temperature indefinitely, while only the refrigerator compartment is warm, airflow or defrost problems inside the cabinet deserve attention first. For a homeowner check, unplug the refrigerator before accessing the lower rear area. Look for heavy dust, debris, or something physically obstructing the fan. Do not reach into a running fan or perform live electrical measurements unless you're trained to do so. Cleaning accessible dust is reasonable DIY maintenance. Diagnosing a motor or electrical supply problem is a step up in difficulty. The more serious possibility is a sealed system problem. The sealed system is the closed network containing the compressor, refrigerant, evaporator, condenser, and connecting tubing. The compressor acts like the pump that keeps refrigerant moving through that circuit. Problems can include a compressor that runs but pumps poorly, a restriction inside the refrigerant tubing, or a loss of refrigerant from a leak. These faults can reduce the evaporator's ability to absorb heat. But there's another useful clue. If the freezer is still maintaining a solid 0 degrees Fahrenheit, about -18 Celsius, a major sealed system failure is usually less convincing than a fresh food airflow problem. A sealed system fault often begins affecting both compartments as cooling capacity deteriorates. Homeowners can watch for indirect symptoms: extremely long run times, both compartments slowly becoming warmer, unusual compressor behavior, or an abnormal frost pattern discovered by a technician. But opening a refrigerant circuit is not a DIY refrigerator repair. It requires specialized equipment, leak diagnosis, and refrigerant handling procedures. If the airflow system checks out and cooling capacity itself appears weak, call a refrigeration technician. Next is a tiny component that can confuse the entire refrigerator: the thermistor. A thermistor is an electronic temperature sensor. Its electrical resistance changes with temperature, allowing the control board to estimate how warm or cold a compartment is. Think of it as the refrigerator's thermometer reporting directly to its computer. If that sensor gives an incorrect reading, the refrigerator may think the fresh food compartment is already cold enough when it isn't. The control board can then make the wrong decision about fan operation, dampers, or cooling demand. The tricky part is that a thermistor may look completely normal. There's often nothing obviously burned, cracked, or broken. Diagnosis, therefore, depends on the exact model specifications and electrical measurements. Don't use a resistance value from some random refrigerator and assume it applies to yours. Sensor specifications can differ. A homeowner can confirm the real compartment temperature with a separate thermometer and look for a large difference between the displayed temperature and reality. But verifying the thermistor itself is usually a multimeter job performed against the model-specific service information. If you're not experienced with that, let a technician confirm it before replacing parts. Finally, don't overlook the simplest mechanical problem: the door seal. The flexible rubber strip around the refrigerator door is called the gasket. Its job is to create an airtight seal so warm, humid room air stays outside. A dirty, twisted, torn, or badly seated gasket can create a small gap. Warm air then leaks into the refrigerator. that doesn't just raise the temperature. The moisture in that warm air can condense and freeze in cold areas, contributing to frost buildup and making the cooling problem worse. Samsung specifically recommends inspecting and cleaning the seals when troubleshooting cooling problems. There's also a simple test. Close the door on a piece of ordinary paper so half remains outside. Pull gently. You should feel some resistance. Repeat the test around different parts of the door. If the paper slides out almost freely in one area, inspect that section closely for dirt, deformation, poor door alignment, or damage. Cleaning a dirty gasket is absolutely DIY. Some gasket replacements are also homeowner-friendly. But if the door is misaligned, the seal is badly deformed, or the gasket cannot seat correctly after cleaning, service may be appropriate. Now let's turn all of that into a practical diagnostic order. First, verify the basics. Make sure the refrigerator temperature is set correctly, the vents aren't blocked by food, the door closes completely, and the unit isn't accidentally in cooling off or demo mode. Samsung recommends approximately 37 degrees Fahrenheit, 3 Celsius, for the freezer. Then, ask one question. Do you have normal airflow inside the refrigerator? If the answer is no, listen for the evaporator fan. No fan sound or airflow? Check for a stalled fan or ice around it. Fan appears to run, but airflow is still weak. Look for heavy frost or a blocked airflow path. Fan runs, no major frost, but cold air still doesn't enter the fresh food section on a single evaporator design. Investigate the damper. If airflow looks normal, but the compartment temperature is still wrong, compare the actual temperature with what the refrigerator reports. That points towards sensing or control problems. And if both freezer and refrigerator begin losing cooling, move condenser airflow and sealed system problems much higher on your list. That's a far better strategy than randomly replacing parts. So if your Samsung refrigerator is warm while the freezer still works, think airflow first. Check the evaporator fan and look for evidence of ice. Then consider the damper on models that use one. After that come broader cooling problems such as condenser airflow, followed by less common but more serious sealed system faults. Temperature sensors can create misleading behavior, and a bad door gasket can quietly introduce warm, humid air every time the refrigerator runs. But remember, these symptoms overlap. A fan can stop because the motor failed or because ice has trapped the blade. Ice can appear because of a defrost failure or because warm, humid air keeps entering through a poor seal. That's why one symptom should never be treated as a guaranteed diagnosis. Do the simple observations first. Verify temperatures, check airflow. Inspect the gasket, look for unusual frost, and unplug the refrigerator before removing covers, touching wiring, cleaning around moving components, or replacing parts. If the repair requires live electrical testing, control board diagnosis, or opening the sealed refrigerant system, that's the point to bring in a qualified appliance technician. The goal isn't to replace the most parts. It's to prove which part actually failed.